Hey guys, it's James over at the Wrestling Epicenter. I want to thank you for taking the time to check us out here on YouTube. If you haven't already done so, please do me a favor and click that subscribe button. Keep yourself informed on the latest videos that we upload. In addition, if you would do us a favor and slam that like button for us as well, maybe even share it on Facebook and Twitter, we would sure appreciate it. Let everyone know what you're listening to. Without any further delay, let's get to your video here on YouTube.
The following announcement has been paid for by the Wrestling Epicenter.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, guys.
Hello, ladies. Remember me? Let me talk to you, dummies.
It's now time
It's theater time. TikTok.
It's showtime!
for the longest running wrestling talk show in history.
We are huge. It's gonna be cool.
You're where it's at.
You smell like me.
Tune in each and every week.
You better keep listening, or I'll come out of your computer
And turn it on for you.
or else I'm gonna kick your stinking teeth in.
We've been known by a few names.
The needs of the many far outweigh the needs of the few.
The interactive interview,
Interactive interview. Oh, yeah.
Interactive interview.
The interactive interview. Interactive interview. The interactive interview.
interactive wrestling radio,
Interactive wrestling radio.
Interactive Wrestling Radio.
Interactive radio.
Interactive Wrestling Radio.
Interactive wrestling radio.
The Blaze,
Blaze 1260 AM. The Blaze.
The Blaze.
Blaze. The Blaze Rock.
and a lot of other names.
Weekend Warrior of Wrestling. The Pile Driver. The
Epa Wrestling Center.
3 Count Wrestling.
The Hour Slam.
But it's all one show, the Wrestling Epicenter.
Wrestling Epicenter. The Wrestling Epicenter.
The Epicenter.
Wrestling Epicenter, dude. The Wrestling Epicenter. Don't get off.
And your host from day one,
By ignorance or arrogance.
James Walsh.
Wake up, sleepyheads.
Dr. Carol House.
It all starts
What a rush. Oh, Boomer Sooner.
Thank you very much.
I got 2 words for you. Thumbs down. Breaking necks and cashing checks. I've heard a lot about you guys.
Check it out. Get out of my face. You win!
But I'm desperately out of time!
So what you gonna do when Blaze-a-mania runs wild on you?
now.
Welcome back to Interactive Wrestling Radio. Joining us on the Newsmaker line is one of the top stars of the hot Impact Wrestling Knockouts roster. She is Kiera Hogan. Miss Hogan, are you with us?
I am. Good to be here.
It's great to have you on. So it's been a few months. Well, it's been, frankly, better part of a year since we had you on. We were talking about your trip to Chicago last time we had you on. You were talking about all the events that were leading up to Bound for Glory. I guess I just wanted to start out with a little touch-up. How did those go? How did you enjoy the visit to Chicago and doing all the Pride events?
That was one of the most memorable experiences I've had in my life. Obviously, coming out at the end of Pride Month and then having that happen right after was just perfect, and it was so memorable, like I said, and I was able to do so many different things, and it was an amazing learning experience, and just even thinking about it makes me speechless, and that's why I'm kind of tripping over my words, because I just can't even put into words how much incredible things and people that I met, and it was just an incredible experience, and I just want to do more things like that and be able to share my story and advocate more, and with just how the world is going with this pandemic happening and Pride Month pretty much being canceled. It's kind of sad because I was ready for all the Pride parades and all of the Pride festivities because, I was ready this year. I was just ready. So it's kind of bittersweet, but with, the Supreme Court passing the law, no more discriminating against the LGBTQ community, it's definitely a great Pride Month regardless.
Awesome, absolutely. And another cool thing happened for you in Chicago, and we talked about it. I believe that Bound for Glory, even though it wasn't a one-on-one match, was your pay-per-view debut for Impact Wrestling. Am I correct?
Well, actually, I had my debut match against Taya Valkyrie at Redemption. It was my first pay-per-view.
There you go.
I got announced like the last second, maybe the day of, and it was I think, one of the very first matches, and that's where Tessa, I think, did Tessa make her debut that night on commentary? It was either that night or the next week Tessa made her debut on commentary on one of my matches, but that was my pay-per-view debut. And actually, with that one being my first and having a singles match and this one being my second and only being in it for 10 seconds, I don't really want to count it as anything because, like, with leading up to it, like, with everything I did leading up to it, it made me so excited for Bound for Glory. And to have that 10-second spot was kind of like, you know?
A little deflating.
Yeah, you know, like, I loved everything that they were trying to do in the story, and, you know, but it was just bittersweet, like,
all right,
to the end of the week, you know?
One of the things that I've noticed, though, is I interviewed you literally to promote your debut, your very first appearance on Impact Wrestling. It was like the night before it aired, and that was really cool. And now the person that we see on television is a lot different than the Girl on Fire that we saw the first time around. You have a very different personality, maybe a little more menacing. Are you enjoying more of the bad girl heel persona, or did you like being the wide-eyed Girl on Fire?
I love the persona I am now. What you saw as the Girl on Fire is definitely different from what you see now. It's two completely different people, two completely different women. Actually, a girl and a woman, because honestly, at this point in my career, I feel like I'm an adult and I'm a woman, and that's what the hottest flame is. It's just the adult version of the Girl on Fire. I didn't want to be referred to as the girl anymore, and I'm 25 years old. I wanted to be something bigger, better, badder. So I'm thoroughly enjoying being the hottest flame, because the hottest flame is what it says. I'm the hottest, I'm the baddest, I'm the best. So I'm glad to be going with the persona that I am, and I thoroughly enjoy being my sassy, fiery, saucy self.
Absolutely, and it's been a joy to see you kind of grow in front of our eyes as a performer and as a human, so it's awesome to see. So recently, Impact has picked up a lot of great free agent talent. I mean, it's been incredible to see the Knockouts division grow and become so special. And now you're the veteran there. You've been there one of the longest amount of times for some of the girls there, which is kind of cool. What is your thoughts on all the new talent acquisitions Impact Wrestling has made, including Kylie Ray, Kimberly, of course, a lot of other ones, Deonna Purrazzo, a lot of other ones have come in the last few months.
It's been cool to see all the new faces coming in. Obviously, it holds new challenges, new obstacles to get to the title, but I didn't know you could just hop off the street and go straight to the top spot like that. So it's kind of bittersweet. It's like, oh, great, we get all these new faces, new people. Oh, but one of the new faces get to jump straight and go to the front of the line. That's fantastic. None of the rest of us have been working. None of the rest of us have been working our asses off for the past, I don't know how long. Where's my opportunity? I'm just waiting for my opportunity, because my goal at this point is to get some gold, whether it be the Knockouts Championship, whether it be the Knockouts Tag titles, because those should be coming back as well. My idol, my picture at this point in my career is to be like Gail Kim when she held both titles at the same time. So that's my goal, and that's how I see it. And I will go through anybody or do anything and be whoever I need to be to get to that spot, because it's long overdue.
Kind of a knock-on question from that. I had Taya Valkyrie on last week, and she was talking about the need to bring back the tag team titles, the Knockouts tag team titles, and how special it will be to do so. That kind of triggered Taylor Wilde, who was one of the original Impact Tag Team Champions. Knockouts Tag Team Champions, easy for me to say. So I take it you're definitely on board. You definitely want to see those tag team titles come back.
Oh, definitely. And I was a huge fan of Taylor Wilde when she first came in. Like, I remember her whole story. I remember watching it on TV when I was in high school, and even to be able to meet her at, an Impact show, and just to be able to get her to tweet about the Knockouts division that it is now is so iconic, and she's iconic. And to bring back those iconic titles and to have these iconic women like Gail and Madison talk about them, I think it's only fair that these titles get brought back, because at the end of the day, the Knockouts division is the best, and we need to showcase what we have as the best. And our tag team division right now is popping, and I think it's hot. So why not capitalize and give us something to fight for?
Absolutely. And you've been tagging recently with the newcomer Tasha Steele. How do you get along with Tasha?
me and Tasha get along fabulous. Like, we have great chemistry, we have great energy, and we're on the winning streak. And that's all I've wanted. That's all I've wanted since I've been in Impact, to just be on a winning streak and for my work to get noticed and not just be looked at as a sidekick or a muscle or somebody's best friend. I want to be known as somebody who wins, who makes matches, and who deserves opportunities. That's what I want to be known for. So just taking Tasha under my wing is just going to help elevate that, so we can both be at the top spot. Even though she's just coming in, I saw her as somebody that was in the same spot. I was in her spot at one point, and I don't want her to be led in the wrong direction. So I'm going to take her under my wing. We're going to make it to the top together. And then once we make it to the top together, everything's set. It's all good.
On commentary, Madison Rayne always mentions that she took you under her wing and that you learned under her learning tree and things like that. I know some of that's persona. I know some of that's, on-camera stuff from what we saw. But has Madison been a good mentor to you behind the scenes?
Truly and honestly, working with Madison Rayne is a dream. It's a dream because, like I said, I used to watch TNA back in the day, and I used to watch The Beautiful People. And I remember when Madison came in, and just to be able to work with somebody so iconic, it's a dream. And to be able to sit under her learning tree and be able to do these vignettes and these promos with her, like, it's a wonderful learning experience. And Madison is an awesome person to look up to in this industry. She's done a lot. She is an amazing character. Like, if you go back and look at her old stuff, she is the GOAT when it comes to character work. She is amazing. So just to be able to learn from her is honestly the best thing that could have happened. Like, when we got teamed together, it was I don't know, like, it was kind of weird. I was kind of confused. I was like, oh, I'm getting teamed with Madison. I don't really see how that works, but we'll go with it. And it ended up being really awesome. And I got to learn more about her, and she got to learn more about me. And she's just amazing. Like, as a person, she's looked out for me, and she's just amazing. I think she's an amazing person, an amazing wrestler, and she is outstanding.
All right. In the before time, the last TV tapings before the empty arena situation kind of sprang up on us, it was in Atlanta. And I kind of immediately thought of you when I heard that it was going to be in Atlanta. Was that a special TV taping for you to be part of, to be back in your hometown?
Definitely. My family came to those shows, and my family has not seen me wrestle live since I started wrestling. And I've been wrestling for 5 years now. So wow. It was definitely a very, 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 very sweet, emotional moment to have my family sitting in the front row at those shows. My grandma came. My grandma hates wrestling, hates it. And she came to those shows in my shirt, in my old shirt. Her and my aunt, who has lupus, they both came to that show and sat front row. And my brother and his girlfriend came. And then my mom came. And my mom, I remember telling my mom I wanted to be a wrestler, and to just see her at a TV taping watching me, like, are you kidding me? It comes full circle. Like, I always told her I wanted to be a wrestler, and I was going to prove to her why this is what I want to do, and I'm going to prove to you why I'm supposed to be here and why I want to do this. And her sitting front row at a TV taping was just proof. It just proved to her why I'm here. Like, obviously, look at the stage, look around you, look at where I am, look at where I'm standing. Like, they got to take a picture with the world champ, Tessa Blanchard, and it was just an amazing experience, like, overall for me personally, and just for my family personally. It was amazing.
Awesome. And it's amazing seeing the buzz around Impact Wrestling right now from the outside looking in. You guys are kind of the talk of the entire wrestling world, and I'm not just saying that. A lot of people are, putting a lot of rumors out there, speculating on what is going to happen at Slammiversary, thanks to those commercials that you guys are running. Do you have any thoughts on who could be returning, who could be debuting at Slammiversary?
I actually don't know. I think Slammiversary is the perfect stage for any and everybody to walk in. I think the door is wide open, obviously, with all these new faces coming in just for tapings. I feel like the door is open to anybody and everybody, and with the new challenges, I think it just adds more fuel to what Impact is, which is fire, So I think it just elevates what Impact already is, and Impact's been so underrated for so long. that I feel like now people are finally being able to see. And I think more people need to open their eyes and see that Impact is great. Impact is the best. And people just need to watch and take the time. I know it can be hard to find sometimes, but Twitch is free. Twitch is free, and it airs free Tuesday. Watch it. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. The Knockouts division, I'm telling you, like I've said since I was 17 years old, is the best division. And being a part of the division for so long, I wholeheartedly believe that. So please take a look.
Absolutely. And final question for you. Somebody who I know was a little bit of a mentor to you in some ways. You worked for his promotion in Houston. Booker T recently said that Impact Wrestling is about to become a major challenger. And obviously, I think he's under contract to another company, but for him to come out and say that really opened my eyes that the wrestling world is taking notice. What do you think of him saying that, and do you think he's absolutely right?
First of all, working with Booker T is absolutely amazing. I love working at Reality Wrestling. All the times that I did have will be soon, like when all this is said and done. I love working with him and working under him. He's very involved with his students and with his school, which I think is amazing. And to hear him say that, knowing him on the level that I do, is amazing. And honestly, to know that he's watching us makes me even more excited because he's a legend and he knows the company. So for him to say that, he knows. And it just validates what we know already at Impact, and that we are a challenge. We already know we're a challenger. But for more people to validate that, it speaks for itself.
All right, and final thoughts here heading into Slammiversary. Obviously, it's another pay-per-view. I know you want it to be your third one and one that counts a little more than Bound for Glory. Any thoughts on who you might want to square off with at Slammiversary?
I think that those knockout tag titles should be introduced some way, somehow, at Slammiversary. I think it would be perfect. I think it's the perfect stage. And I think all of the women's tag teams that we have, present and past, if it can be, let it be, should all duke it out for those knockout tag titles, honestly. And I think that would be just the icing on the knockouts tag division, because it's already starting to brew. I think that would just validate that we are a serious, like, tag team division as women, as knockouts. I think that would just validate that even more. Beautiful.
Well, I got to tell you, like I said before, I interviewed you before your debut. I interviewed you almost a year ago. It's just so awesome to see what you've become and the amazing success you've had. So congratulations to you on that. And again, thank you for taking the time and doing this with me once again.
Thank you so much for having me. And the next time you talk to me, I'll have gold, I promise.
The preceding announcement was paid for by the Wrestling Epicenter.
Time to listen, and if you like what you heard, I'm glad. If you didn't like what you heard, well, go fuck yourself.
Most people don't hung up on me.
We had a lovely conversation.
What a show.
Oh, mercy, Daddy.
On your radio dial. Don't hang up. Bye-bye.